Whoever said life was a game was lying to you, because life is actually a test. It's a test of your character, it's a test of your will, it's a test of how badly are you willing to go there. Is it something that you want to do? Will you do it again? Will everyone like it? Is this something that I should be doing? What am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about you because I'm not interested in myself anymore. I know everything about myself, so it's know thyself, and I'm interested in you. So the way I see it, I see a huge world. I see a lot of people working every day. I see a lot of people exercising. I see a lot of people going to the beach. I see a lot of people going to events. I see a lot of talk. I hear a lot of talking. I hear a lot of talking about so-and-so has just won a ski competition in the French Alps, and he's going on holiday with his family to Austria because they are tourists exploring the different places in the city. Why do I find this interesting? I don't know if I find it interesting, but it's just something. I suppose it could be taken into an interesting place. I don't know where that place would be, but if we had to look at the schematics of the situation at hand, well, basically, to be honest, I am currently feeling a little bit. I still have I'm still nervous. I still feel nervous. And I am really suffering with introversion because I feel so disconnected to other people. So I don't really know how to relate to you, really, because everything you're saying is kind of like hitting all the spots for me where it's like, you're just talking about problems, worries, and everything negative in life, but at the same time, you sound so charismatic in your approach, so it makes one want to think about things. But ultimately, you think that you are a better person because you have more to say. And in fact, you might think that you have more to say because you're saying it, but what are you actually saying? And can somebody shut that person up, to be honest? Because that person doesn't know what it's talking about. It's just talking. Purely for the sake of talking. I'm talking, I'm having a conversation. Everything is amazing. All my friends are great. I have the best friends in the world. Everybody loves me. I'm doing so well. I'm making so much money. My husband's a great person. I'm really interested in the news. I'm really interested in exercising. I'm really interested in making music. I'm really interested in restaurants. I like going to restaurants. I like public speaking. I like performances. I like talking about the weather. I like talking about politics. I like talking about news. I like talking about science. I like talking about walking. I like talking about spontaneity. I like talking about improvisations. I like talking about words. I like talking about stories. I like talking about people. I like talking about psychology. I like talking about energy. I like talking about physical reality. I like talking about animals. I like talking about YouTube. I like talking about Peter Pan. I like talking about rainbows. I like talking about mysticism. I like talking about symbologies. I like talking about metaphors. I like talking about knowledge. I'm like talking about certain kinds of knowledge that I like talking about. There is certain types of knowledge that I like talking about. For example, if I'm talking about Donald Trump, then today I just read that Donald Trump has been accused of being involved in some fraud for a while. He's had a long-standing, he's been in a situation where he has been in fraudulent cases and people are looking into that. And I also saw that they started building the wall in San Diego, and I've also seen that I am what? I've also seen that I am what? I've also seen that I've been many things in my life, and that the more interesting a person is that the person becomes a product of their reality versus being a product of their environment. So if you get stuck in these notions, then you can always take it to a place of infinite emotions. And these are the kinds of genialities which we want to expose ourselves to. The calling of the high nature, where source takes us and where we find infinite creativity through the mediums of the internal world, such as rivers, potions, notions, devotions, law, studio time, exercising rights, obliteration, the media, democracy, infusion, collusion, obtuse angles, and something devoid of life. Anyway, where do we find this middle ground between two places of our consciousness? Where are we operating from, and what is it that is controlling everything to make it a better place for us to create from? And for me, it's consciousness. So if I'm aware of something, then I can change it. And I'm trying to find certain places within my psychology to unlock certain stories of description. Which we play around with in everyday life, which makes us more excitable and creative at the same time, so that we can be spending time in an infinite void of knowledge, constantly bringing forth this knowledge to the surface is what we want to be doing as a therapeutic advancement of our very nature, that we describe ourselves as an infinite being through the void of life, creating articles of money such as financial instruments of change. Peace, love, and aware to all the extroverts out there. Fuck you guys.